Well, week one of the CFL 2022 season was an exciting one to say the least, as I would do a preview here of the week one rather. I'm Adel Ahmed, alongside I have Jace Maki with me, and we're going to discuss more about the two teams in the province here from the Edmonton Elks side and the Saskatchewan Roughriders side. We're going to start with the Edmonton Elks there. They had a rough outing to say the least there in week one against the BC Lions. 59-15 was the final, 59-15 was the final score rather. Most points scored on the Elks in franchise history.
It was a tough one.
What went wrong for the Elks, to say the least?
It's tough to say, one thing. Basically, it seems like almost everything went wrong. Coming into this season, the Elks had a tough season last year. They're wanting to kind of bounce back, have a better year, and it's tough to start things off this way. I think you come into this game with a lot of questions. Nick Arbuckle was named starter. You have a lot of other questions. I think you come out of it with almost more questions. He played, his first few drives weren't too bad. I think he kind of started to regress near the end of that first half, and then things really didn't get that much better. He threw 3 interceptions in total. Trey Ford came in near the end of that second half too and also had a pick. So tough offensively. Special teams, there's not much to say there, nothing too special for them. And then the defense just completely, I want to say they look confused. It was really tough there. Obviously a lot of new personnel in, so they're all fresh guys trying to learn a new system. So there's going to be some bumps along the way, but I don't think anyone expected them to be letting up 59 points. Like, that's insane. Yeah,
certainly. Well, that's just not a way that you'd want to be starting off your season, to say the least. Let's go to the other side there, the BC Lions. They had a fantastic outing, to say the least. Nathan Rourke was fantastic, to say the least. 360 total yards and 5 touchdowns. What is a guy like him, who's a Canadian kid from Victoria?
It's an exciting story, yeah.
How exciting is it? What did you take out of his performance in that game?
Now, we're going to have to, I think there might be an asterisk here because they were playing against a poor Edmonton team, but, he had almost 300 yards in the air alone, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions, so a great game for him. I want to also highlight James Butler, who he had 4 touchdowns. I think it was 2 on the ground, 2 in the air as well, and he only had 3 touchdowns all of last season, so it was a great game for him. Almost 100 or over 100 yards rushing as well. So it was a great win for BC overall. I think they were a team like Edmonton who are looking to rebound this year, do a little better, and I think they definitely can come out of this feeling positive. They're going into a bye and then they're playing on the road. I think me and you were talking earlier about just kind of the atmosphere around that game in BC Place. I think it's something great to build off of, and hopefully they have the momentum heading into the rest of the season that they can pack the Dome once again. Yeah,
of course, certainly. Well, it was a sold-out crowd there at BC Place, but the Elks will have a chance to get some rematch from the Lions on Saturday, August the 6th. Now, switching gears, we're going to go over to the Saskatchewan Roughriders. They had their matchup against the Hamilton Tiger Cats, and the Riders, they had a great game. They won that game 30-13, to say the least. And defensively, it was the biggest show, to say the least, from the Roughriders. 8 sacks on the quarterback in total from 7 different guys. What stood out to you about the Riders in that game?
Yeah, like you said, the defense was really playing well. And honestly, for both teams in the first half, they both played well defensively. It was only 3-6 for Saskatchewan at halftime. So not the most exciting game offensively, but it's exciting to see them, the defense, do well. Like you mentioned, not just one person, though. They really were kind of spreading, not spreading the ball around, but they were doing well to really have their guys performing well across the board. And I think they're a team that have been doing pretty consistently well in the CFL the past few seasons, and they have some added pressure this year hosting the Grey Cup. So it's exciting to see that Cody Fajardo had a good game as well. So he didn't have any interceptions. He threw for over 300 yards, and he had 1 touchdown in the air. So great game for them. And like you said, their Saskatchewan's defense did a good job. They had 2 picks against Dane Evans, who only threw 1 touchdown in the air.
Well, certainly it's a good thing that the Riders started off on the positive side of things there for week 1. Now we're going to go into a preview of what's to come here on Saturday, June 18th. The Elks are going to be playing at home, their first home game of the season against the Saskatchewan Roughriders. Elks haven't won a game at home since back to October of 2019 when they played the BC Lions. What are you hoping to see from that matchup between the two teams, the Elks and the Riders?
I'm hoping to see how Edmonton responds. Obviously, they're going to be let's say, embarrassed after that last performance. So they're going to want to try and put on a better showing for their home crowd. Like you mentioned, they haven't won in a long time. So Edmonton last season really blew up the entire organization. They're really promoting, trying to get the community come back out and fill Commonwealth Stadium. You know, Saskatchewan fans, they always travel very well in the prairie, so there'll be a lot of Rough Rider fans there. both teams have pressure. Edmonton has pressure to finally win at home and to improve things. And Saskatchewan, like I mentioned, is going to be hosting the Grey Cup this year, so they want to perform well. They want to win on the road and stuff. So we'll see how things go. I think Edmonton, definitely, I don't think many people are going to be picking them to win that game, but definitely hoping that they're able to score more than one touchdown in that game, and hopefully the defense can make some good stops, maybe even take away the ball a couple times from Saskatchewan.
Certainly. Well, it's going to be an uphill battle
For
for
sure.
the Elks moving forward. Of course, though, it is only week 1, so there is a long way to go. And we'll talk more about that moving forward as the season goes along. I'm Adel, Ahmed, Jace Maki, thanks so much for coming on, and we'll chat more CFL coming soon.